I have so many new books and I'm so excited. There are going to be timestamps in the description for each of the books that I picked up today because there's a lot of them. I've been filming for about 50 minutes and I don't want you guys to have to sit through everything. If you just want to kind of skip around, feel free to skip around. I definitely would if I was watching this video. Oh my gosh, that was great. I just bought 17 books for like $18. What? What? So I know one of my goals this year was to not buy books until I finish my physical TBR, but they're $1 a book. $1 a book, you can't beat that. You absolutely can't beat that. I'm gonna head on home and then I will do a fun little haul for you guys because I'm so excited. I could have spent hours in there. I spent like an hour and a half in there, but I could have easily spent like hours in there. Books! And like, I don't feel bad about buying books that I've already read or like books to like finish out a series that I own, that I like have read, like part I don't own. So I'm gonna head back home and I will see you guys there and I will show you all of the books that I got. I have so many new books and I'm so excited. Hey everybody, it's Slush Joan and today I went to the Dollar Book Swap. It's in Dayton, Ohio, and everything is $1. There's books, there's DVDs, there's audiobooks, and everything is $1. Like, all of the books are $1. Which means, yes, I did break my promise of only buying indie books this year until I finished my physical TBR, but I found a loophole because, like, I got 17 books for $17. Well, technically like 18 something because of tax, but like, that's like, that would be like 1 or 2 books. Like, I feel like thrifting books, like buying used thrifted books, is an okay way to get new books rather than having to like buy new books, because like I got so many books and I'm so excited. I was also away for like the weekend and I came back and I realized that the books that I ordered from the indie authors arrived. So I opened my mailbox this weekend and there were just 3 lovely packages sitting there and I'm so excited. I've also decided I'm going to read the blurbs for these books just because, you know, part of the reason that I picked some of them up is for the blurbs themselves. So I'm gonna leave timestamps to each of the books. So if you just want to see the books I got, you can go look at the timestamps or just jump around the video. But I'm also gonna read the blurbs, so this video might be a bit longer than I anticipated. So I'm gonna start with these books. We're gonna do the indie books first, and then I will get into what I got from the Dollar Book Swap. But I'm so excited. I don't really know how to do unboxing videos, so we're just gonna do this the best we can. My hands are getting very sticky from the residue, but that's fine. So we got lovely little blue packaging. There are little stars in it as well. So we have If I Could See the Stars by Naomi Kenyon. I hope I'm saying that right. And it comes with a little sticker as well. And it says, maybe we need bad dreams sometimes so that the good dreams seem even better. Look at that. And it's a lovely signed copy, so that's always exciting. So exciting. The only life 18-year-old Rick knows is the institution. He and his best friend Tyrone have been human lab rats since they were toddlers. Every day has been the same. All Rick wants is to be able to see a sky full of stars, not just from the windows. But then a girl shows up and disrupts everything. She fights against the institution. Rick has never seen rebellion, but he's drawn to it, to her. Realizing the institution is a lot more sinister than they thought, Rick and Tyrone join her determination to escape. As they race against the clock for a deadly new trial, Rick learns that the truth isn't always what it looks like. If the trio can't outsmart the institution, more people will fall victim to the cycle. Keeping silent isn't Rick's option anymore. So that is book 1. Books 2 and 3 are books from a trilogy, And the third book has not come out yet, or else I would have all 3 books. But we have books 1 and 2 of the Forever series by Trinity Lem. So we have Forever Burn and Forever Frozen. I am so excited for these as well. They are YA to NA romances, so I'm so excited for these. And I can't wait for the third one as well, so that's that. And they are both signed copies as well, so that's always just super exciting. And since these are part of a series, I'm just gonna go ahead and read the blurb for the first one, so like, no spoilers. Tatum Everly is a freshman at Western Michigan University. Due to an emotionally and psychologically abusive past relationship, Tate struggles from complex post-traumatic stress disorder. She has been working on controlling her symptoms and flashbacks, but when she meets Axel Byrne at a fraternity party, who is notorious for sleeping around and getting into fights, she tries her best to dodge the bullet. Axel starts to become intrigued by Tate, but she's better off choosing Lucas, the sweet guy who's been trying to take her out since orientation. But even though Lucas is the better option, Axel keeps reappearing. Tate continues to try to stay away from him, but it starts becoming harder to do. And as she gets closer to him, things start to get way out of hand. If Tate wants her happy ending and her sanity intact, then she has to push through the hardships and maintain control over her disorder. Apologies, reading aloud is not my strong suit, so this might be a bit of a trip. Now, moving on to the books that I got today from the Dollar Book Swap. Apologies for my playing with my hair. It is hot in here and I don't want to turn the air on because then you couldn't hear me. So I'm just gonna keep moving it around, it'll be fine. But we have a bunch of books. We have so many books and I'm so excited. So when you walk in, there's literally just shelves on shelves of books. I will put in videos as we go. But there are just shelves and shelves of books and you're kind of just like, where do I start? So I started in the fiction section, which was just like adult fiction, because I do want to try to get into like adult fiction as much as I, like my heart is in young adult, but like I also kind of just want to read some adult stuff as well, like just adult fiction, not necessarily romance, just stuff. So a few of these I got for the cover, a few of them I got for like the actual story, but you know, I judge books by covers sometimes. There were a few I picked up the cover and I was like, nope. And then I read the blurb and I was like, yeah, no. So the first book we have is Winter Fire by Elizabeth Lau. I can't pronounce words. I chose this one because I like the cover and I'm a big fan of winter. So we've got that one. I literally have so many books. I'm so excited. Orphaned at 13, a mail order bride at 14, widowed at 16, Sarah Kennedy learned to depend only on herself. At 24, she has no illusions about men, passion, or a wife's lot in life. She gives all her love to her 15-year-old brother, Connor, and to the wounded hawks she heals and returns to the skies. Whenever she can, Sarah searches for the fabled Spanish treasure lot in their immense wilderness that is her home. Treasure hunting in Utah's towering stone canyons was never safe, but lately it has become downright lethal, since the Culpeper clan settled in just a few miles from Sarah's home. There's nothing Sarah and Connor alone can do about it without getting killed. So, just kind of interesting, and I was like, sounds good to me. Some of these I kind of forgot if they're adult or young adult or children's books, because I got children's books. Don't judge me. This one I also picked up for the cover because it's pretty. Peace Like a River by Leif Enger. It's pretty blue. So yeah, got this one as well. Enger's best-selling debut is at once a heroic quest, a tragedy, and a love story in which what could be unbelievable becomes extraordinary. Enger brings us 11-year-old Reuben Land, an asthmatic boy in the Midwest who has reason to believe in miracles. Along with his sister and father, Reuben finds himself on a cross-country search for his outlaw older brother, who has been controversially charged with murder. Their journey unfolds like a revelation, and its conclusion shows how family, love, and faith can stand up to the most terrifying of enemies and the most tragic of fates. I am currently reading Keeping Faith by Jodi Picoult. I don't know how to pronounce the name, I'm sorry. And so I found they had like best-selling authors or like well-known authors, so I found 2 more of her books. We have My Sister's Keeper, which I have not read, but I've wanted to watch the movie, but I also want to read the book first. So we have My Sister's Keeper, and then we also have 19 Minutes. So got those as well. Can a parent love too much, or is too much never enough? Anna is not sick, but she might as well be. By age 13, she has undergone countless surgeries, transfusions, and shots so that her older sister, Kate, can somehow fight the leukemia that has plagued her since childhood. The product of pre-implantation genetic diagnosis, Anna was conceived as a bone marrow match for Kate, a life and a role that she has never challenged until now. Like most teenagers, Anna is beginning to question who she truly is. But unlike most teenagers, she has always been defined in terms of her sister. And so Anna makes a decision that for most would be unthinkable. A decision that will tear her family apart and have perhaps fatal consequences for the sister she loves. And so, Anna makes a decision that for the most would be unthinkable. A decision that will tear her family apart and have perhaps fatal consequences for the sister she loves. Sterling is an ordinary New Hampshire town where nothing ever happens until the day its complacency is shattered by an act of violence. Josie Cormier, the daughter of the judge sitting on the case, should be the state's best witness, but she can't remember what happened before her very own eyes. Or can she? As the trial progresses, fault lines between the high school and the adult community begin to show, destroying the closest of friendships and families. 19 Minutes asks what it means to be different in our society, who has the right to judge someone else, and whether anyone is really who they seem to be. And then the last 3 adult books are part of a series, which I am apparently now going to start reading. I've been thinking about it for a while, and they had the first 3 books there, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. As it is a used bookstore, not all the editions are going to be the same, but it's fine. Like, mixing and matching, like, editions, it really doesn't bother me that much, unless, like, except for this. So The Missing Series by Margaret Peterson Haddix, I have been reading it since it first started, and I just need to read like the last like 3 books and that'll be fine. But all of these are the first editions of the books, and they changed the design midway through, and it just kind of bothers me because like they could, I just keep the first, like, just keep the same design for all the first editions. If you want to change it afterwards, fine. But like, if they're all the first prints of it, please keep it the same. So that's the only thing that really bothers me. But like, if I'm buying used books, I really don't care because they're all $1. I can't complain. So these 3 are by Dan Brown. We have Angels and Demons, which I believe is the first one. The Da Vinci Code, and we also have The Lost Symbol. So we got these books. I do want to tape this down just so that it doesn't break anymore. And my thing is, like, I don't break spines when I read books. However, if I'm buying used books, I really don't care if the spine is broken. It shows that it's well loved. I just don't want to break my own spines. But if they're already broken, I really don't care. But like, also, if I gave you my book to read, please don't break the spine because like, I'm not going to read the blurbs for all of these books. I'll just do the first one because it's a series. World-renowned Harvard symbologist Robert Langdon is summoned to a Swiss research facility to analyze a cryptic symbol seared into the chest of a murdered physicist. What he discovers is unimaginable, a deadly vendetta against the Catholic Church by a centuries-old underground organization, the Illuminati. Desperate to save the Vatican from a powerful time bomb, Langdon joins forces in Rome with the beautiful and mysterious scientist, I'm not going to pronounce that correctly, Vittoria Vetra. Together they embark on a frantic hunt through sealed crypts, dangerous catacombs, deserted cathedrals, and the most secretive vault on Earth, the long-forgotten Illuminati lair. All right, so those are all of the adult-ish books I have. There's one more. I do want to start like venturing out of just like young adult fiction of what I'm reading, which is why I got a bunch of adult books as well. I also picked up a memoir as well by Amy Silverstein. Yeah. So excited to read this as well. Just kind of branching out and trying to read new things so that I'm not stuck in like the same thing. At just 24, Amy was a typical type A law student, smart, driven, and highly competitive. With a budding romance and a heavy academic schedule, Amy did not have time for illness, even one that caused her heart to pound violently and erratically in her chest, for her to black out, lose her breath, and suffer temporary blindness. When her family doctor suggested that her symptoms were due to stress and diet, Amy was more than happy to drop a few classes, think calm thoughts, and eat fistfuls of salt. At such a young age, how could she have guessed that her heart was about to give out? And now we are moving on to the young adult books and technically children's books that I got. So from here on my bookshelf to here is all one author. This is all Margaret Peterson Haddix, one of my all-time favorite authors, if not my all-time favorite author. And I was browsing, looking to see if there were any books of hers that they had that I didn't, and I have all of the missing series except for like the last 2 books, and I have a bunch of just her standalones as well. But the one series of hers that I don't have that I want to get and like kind of just have in my personal library is the Shadow Children's series. So they had 3 of the books. I only got 2 because I want them to be the same, not edition, but like same style. So I have 2 of the paperbacks now, which are books 3 and 4 in the series. And you know, if I ever find the other ones, that'd be great. So I have those. And then I've read them. Like, I've read those books. I've read the entire series, but it's kind of just one of those things. It would be nice to like have them. For the Shadow Children series, I'm not going to read the blurb because I got it because I've already read the books. But basically there is a 2-child law where each family can only have 2 kids. So it is a series, and the books follow along like the lives of these third children of families that aren't supposed to exist, and the government doesn't know they exist, or maybe they do. Who knows? Another book that I've already read that I picked up is Insurgent, which I believe is the 2nd book in the Divergent series, which I have Divergent, I have 4 on my other bookshelf, so now I have Insurgent, all I need is Allegiant. I don't remember if I've ever read Allegiant. I think I made it to the end of Insurgent, but I can't be 100% sure. I would have picked up Allegiant, they just didn't have it, because again, it's a used bookstore, so you never know what you're gonna get, which is like part of the fun. I was spent like an hour and a half in there. It was great. So I'm not gonna read the blurb for Insurgent because I feel like everyone knows Divergent. If you don't, you can look it up. So for that one, I'm not gonna read the blurb. And then I got 4 more young adult books. So these I kind of like, I was just looking around finding books, and I found a couple, and this one is called The Program. It also says that there's a sequel to it, so I'm probably gonna have to go find the sequel. Probably I'm gonna like thrift it online using like Abe Books or something. But yeah, I'm so excited. Sloane knows better than to cry in front of everyone. With suicide now an international epidemic, one outburst could land her in The Program, the only proven course of treatment. Sloane's parents have already lost 1 child. Sloane knows they'll do anything to keep her alive. She also knows that everyone who's been through the program returns as a blank slate, because their depression is gone, but so are their memories. Under constant surveillance at home and school, Sloane puts on a brave face and keeps her feelings buried as deep as she can. The only person Sloane can be herself with is James. He's promised to keep them both safe and out of treatment, and Sloane knows their love is strong enough to withstand anything. But despite the promises they've made to each other, it's getting harder to hide the truth. They are both growing weaker. Depression is setting in, and the program is coming for them. So the next one we have is Rock and a Hard Place, and I don't know if this is like part of a series or if it's like part of a standalone series, so I'm gonna have to look more into this, but like I liked the cover, I liked the title, honestly. The title is what drew me, so we got this one as well. When you fall in love with a rock star, anything can happen. In an instant, Libby's life went from picture perfect to a nightmare. After surviving a terrible car accident, Libby is abandoned by her father and left with her controlling aunt. A new town, a new school, no friends. Libby is utterly alone. But then she meets Peter, the lead singer in a rock band with his brothers. Peter hates that his parents overly manage his life. Constantly surrounded by family, Peter just wants to get away. And when he meets Libby, he has finally found the one person who only wants to be with him, not the rock star. But while Peter battles his family's growing interference in both his music and personal life, Libby struggles with her aunt, who turns nastier every day. And even though Libby and Peter desperately want to be together, their drastically different lives threaten to keep them apart forever. And then the next one we got is Playing Hurt, which I also kind of picked up for the title and for the cover and the blurb. Just a little bit of it. There's so many books. I could almost remember what it felt like to be whole again. Unbroken. Star basketball player Chelsea Keys has the promise of a full ride to college and everyone's admiration in her hometown. But everything changed senior year when she took a horrible fall during a game. Now a metal plate holds her together and she feels like a stranger in her own family. it was so hard to like, because there was just so many books. It was a little bit overwhelming, but like I loved it. I would have gladly spent more time in there, but like I had to get back home, and they were also closing at 3, so I didn't want to be there too long and be like the last person in the store. So that's that. And then I also picked up The Possibility of Fireflies by Dominique Paul. So we got this one as well. Very pretty cover. I feel like this is like an old library book, just the way it has the laminating on it. It's 1987 and 14-year-old Ellie Roma doesn't have much of a family. She lives with her mother, who has taken a break from parenting, and her older sister Gwen, who is on her way to becoming a juvenile delinquent. Her father left them to start a new life. So Ellie spends a lot of her time alone, especially at night, when all she has to keep her company are the fireflies that flicker in the summer air. Then one day, a mysterious stranger enters her dark world. He is Leo, 21, who is on his way to Hollywood to become a rock star. Ellie and Leo connect instantly, and Ellie hopes Leo will be the one to rescue her from her unhappy life. But instead, Leo teaches Ellie that no one can save you. You have to go after what you want. So one night, one terrible, frightening, thrilling night, that's exactly what Ellie decides to do. So that's the last of the novels and like memoirs and books that I got. And then they also have cookbooks. And as I just moved into my own apartment, like just about like 2 months ago, but I also still need to venture out in my cooking and like learn how to make recipes and do stuff like that. I picked up 2 cookbooks that I know that my family has used. So we got 2 cookbooks as well. And I'm just, so many books. There's so many books. That is a lot of books. That's a lot of books. A lot of books. So I'm gonna finish Keeping Faith, which is the book I'm currently on, and then I'll read the 3 indie books that I have and any other indie books that I happen to get in that time. And then I'll go back to my current physical TBR, and then I will put these on my TBR after I finish my current physical TBR, because I've been waiting to read those books since like middle school or high school. So I'll read through all of those, and then I will get to these books, but also any indie books that come out that I purchase within reading those books. I'll probably read those first, just because that seems to be how things are working out. So I am super excited for like all of these books. There's a lot of them, and I'm really excited for them all, because who doesn't get excited about dollar books? Like, I have so many new books. And then of course I'm so excited for these indie published books as well. I cannot wait to read them. There's so many books and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I have been filming for about an hour, so I don't know how long this video will be, but I will put timestamps to each of the books if you want to just like read through those or like check out certain books. But that is all I have time for today. Again, I've been filming for like 50 minutes. I have a lot of new books, and I need to rearrange my bookshelf. I need to like put my puzzles somewhere else so that I have room on my bookshelf to put more books. But that's an issue for later. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys all hopefully next week. Bye! World-renowned Harvard oh gosh, big words. This is what happens when I pick up adult books instead of young adult books. There's big words. World-renowned Harvard symbologist